What's going on today? Salute to you. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. You know how we do here. Always unedited, always real, off the top. So I want to talk about commitment. And on your journey through life, are you committed? Because I'll tell you what, recently I was in a low vibration state. I've had some loss in my family. I've lost some loved ones. And you know, when you lose somebody, you start to get into grief. You start to get into these things that take you kind of down. And so my mind, I'm thinking, I'm just doing normal daily activities, but my vibration had lowered. And in my lower vibration, I had started to consume content that wasn't, good for my mind. I wasn't listening to the right things, doing the right stuff. And I was watching the Megan Thee Stallion Dua Lipa video, and I was watching it for research purposes because like the hidden meaning behind the video, what did all the stuff mean in the background, blah, blah, blah. I didn't listen to the song and didn't listen to the video. I was just kind of, looking at that stuff. But in my lower vibration, my mental state took over and I started to have these, I like to call them succubus dreams, right? To where you were in a sexual dream, you can feel it, you can see it, you can touch it, you're a part of it, and it consumes you, right? And it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then in that moment, I knew that I was in a bad place. I knew that the vibration was wrong. I knew that I had to get out of that situation. And by me simply realizing that I was in a different situation, I was in a different area, I fell victim almost to slipping into pornographic material, lust of the flesh, the mind, letting it go. Because when we practice the journey of, higher up, being a higher ascension, doing the things that are great, going to a better place, you have to watch the content that you're consuming because it will take over your soul. A lot of guys are practicing semen retention. A lot of guys are practicing self-development, higher education, learning about themselves, doing great. But I tell you what, though, be careful because the messages you consume will get you. It will take you to a higher place, like a high-low, right? Because in that instance, we're feeding the dopamine receptors and it's taken over where your mind is. And that is something that you always have to be aware of, something you have to be cognizant of. It's something that you want to do and change in order to survive. And honestly, some of the keys, the things that I was thinking about was that I should be more aware of what I'm doing. Because it's not just about, I think I've told you guys this before, whenever you're practicing not doing lust of the flesh, whenever you're practicing not doing these things, it's not just about not having the sex or having, the masturbation or whatever, or the no fap and the things that you need to watch out for. It's also about your mind. Because if you're still consuming, if you're still looking, if you're still going places and doing things, it's like an alcoholic constantly going to a bar. Temptation is all around you. You're asking to slip up, right? When you want to change your mindset, when you want to change things for the better, you've got to do better. You've got to think better and watch what you have. Because I wasn't aware of what I was doing by consuming low vibrational stuff. And then, those spirits, they attach to that, right? They attach to you. And the next thing you know, well, I'm going to look at a little bit of this. Well, I'm gonna look at a little bit of that. Well, I'm gonna just consume a little bit of this, and then you're nowhere and everywhere at the same time. So when you are on your daily walk, you have to stay committed and be careful of the information you consume. Be careful of the information you are consuming, because no matter what, you will go back and you will find some person in your life that you will run back to that is a situational, because it's going back to poison. We want to stay away from the poison, away from the evilness. And this is talking to the individuals, talking to the people who are struggling. Because a lot of us will get into a place. So let's say you don't drink, you don't do drugs, but pornography is your addiction, right? Because if an alcoholic gets into a low place, the first thing they run to is what? The bottle. Or if a drug addict runs to what? The drugs, the substance. This is the substance. So when we say we need to purify our minds in those darkest hours, in those times to where you need to be strong, that is the time you need to be purifying your mind. And so I believe that this is a time that we need to take back some self-reflection, some time is going on because the world is crazy. The world is going haywire right now. And how can you protect yourself from the things that you're doing? Here's some quick tips for you guys to think about to help you not to be able to do the things that you don't want to do. First thing is when you realize that you're going to go down a rabbit hole of deception and you think you're just like I went down a rabbit hole of deception. I should have put my phone down, got away, watched what I was doing, took a walk, went and exercised, started writing, did something different, change the situation up a little bit. And the second thing that you have to do is you have to have willpower. And willpower is easy to say, but it's one of those things to where, am I committed to myself? Am I committed to my commitment? Am I committed to where I want to be right now in life? And then I can't say that just for myself. I have to say it because I'm accountable to everybody. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And we know how this goes, because pretty soon you'll slip up here, you'll slip up there, and you don't want it to go. So the second thing is to stay committed. The other thing was to change your environment. And number 3 is journal. If you have emotions, if you want to vent, if you've got to get something out, I really like writing things down and then burn them or write them on a notepad or, on your phone or, vent in a group or talk to somebody, get your mind in a different place, get your mind in a different state, and then do it before. Don't do it after, because when you slip up, you will have some depression, you will have some anxiety, you will feel like killing yourself because that thing that you do does not resonate with your soul. It does not resonate with who you are. It's not who you are. So when we talk about the change of being different and the aspects of life that come with it, because you don't want to run around with this eternal guilt constantly. Because pretty soon you are going to want to have a better life. Maybe you have a mate. Maybe you're in a relationship. Maybe you're hiding. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you are constantly looking at pornography and other images, and you're on these different platforms consuming this negative stuff. But ask yourself, if Jesus was in the room, if your mama was in the room, if your kids was in the room, would you be doing this? And sometimes you feel guilty, like people know. And that's a terrible feeling, because we've all been there. But you can get out of this struggle, right? You can get out of this thing if you decide to take accountability. And the one last thing that I would like to leave you with on a quick tip of something that could really, really, truly help you with is be honest in your relationships. Your relationship with pornography, with alcohol, maybe with drugs, maybe with your friends, maybe with your family. Be honest about that. What are those things that are toxic? Obviously, we know drugs and alcohol and pornography are all toxic. I'm talking about be honest in your relationships with yourself as well. And be connecting with those people and individuals that can benefit you, right? Maybe find a different community, because we all have a lot of friends that like to do other things. But do you have friends that are going to keep you accountable? Find some realistic people that you can attach to. So guys, drop some comments in this video. Let me know what you feel. If you want to be accountable, let's be accountable in the comments section. You can also send me a message. I will link my email in here as well. I do appreciate you guys very, very much. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I want to build this community. I want to build this channel. I want to build this platform. If you guys have some ideas or some videos that you would like to see, maybe some topics that you would like to have discussed, drop those in the comment section. I appreciate it. I love you guys very much. As we say right about this time, that is my time. I am out. Peace. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.